This is Pat Walker, Mission Winners. I'm making a video on a higher low. Training, coaching of the higher low. Just like to show it to you. Right here, we're taking a look at the chart of the spiders. I'm going to show you numerous examples, okay, just to help really drive in the point. It's fallen, and it hits a low. And then it rallies, and then it drops. And what do we have here? We have a higher low. It's just that simple. Right here. This low is higher than this low. That is a higher low. I'd like to show you a couple of other examples. This is a higher low, this low here, but that's not a perfect example, okay? We like it more clearly defined. Here's a clearly defined higher low. This low is higher than this low. It falls, it rallies, it falls, and it forms a higher low. It starts to lift off. That can lend itself for a potential buy spot. But let's take it a step further. A lot of people talk about the buys, but we can also discuss tactics for limiting losses. What would be our tactics for limiting loss? If you buy it and it takes out the low of the bar here, you could sell it for a very small loss. That's a higher low. NetCloud, no higher low. I'm just scanning charts. Coop had a higher low right here. TTD, higher low. Now, please note this. Do not think that, just because you have a higher low, that's the green light to go crazy. Also factor into the thought processes, how is the stock in relation to the moving averages? Like this is below the 200-day moving average. Be careful with that, all right? Be very, very careful with that. I can't stress that enough. There's a higher low here, but this isn't a really clean one. I'm just scanning charts. Higher low here. And isn't it interesting? There's VipShop. Isn't it interesting? I just show you a bunch of higher lows. Here's QLD. We played this one because it was the strongest index ETF. And a nice, we had a good move in these things. All right. One thing I have to share with you, higher low on Google. Please be careful with higher lows. Do not buy all of them. And any that you do buy, please look for a specific spot where it is good above the low. And if it falls below that low price, you have to sell it. Here's an example. Square. If this low is higher than this low, a higher low. If you bought it here, taking out the previous bar's highs, what would be your stopping point for at least some of your shares? If it takes out the low of this bar right here. Keep losses small. Now, is this can slim? No. This is a different trading, investing tactic. Does it work? It works extremely well. SMH, there's the QLD again. Here's Apple, higher low. It can work. Frame it up with the action of the major indices and look at the stocks, and you can find higher lows. There's Alibaba. But again, team, I stress, please do not go crazy always looking for the higher lows. They are profitable, but as always, measure the risk in the pattern and make sure that if you buy it, lifting off, if it takes out the lows of that bar, you'll have to sell. Also be careful, and this is an important point. If you buy the higher low, make sure you're not chasing price. Right here, this had a higher low and it gapped up. If you bought that at the open at around 195, you have to give it all the way down to 185, basically. You got to risk 10 points to prove you're wrong. That's a lot, so be careful with that. I can't stress that enough. Anyway, that's the higher low. You can use it on the weekly. You can use it on the daily. You can use it on the hourly. I primarily use it on the daily chart, and it is an excellent tactic that when the indexes, the major ETFs are doing the higher low, you can find a couple of stocks that are doing the same thing, and that can be a potential entry spot for you. Anyway, that is what the higher low is. Know this though too. It's like, this all worked out great. There can be many instances on a higher low that they get squishy and you got to manage it. So if you do this tactic, which is a great tactic, just be aware that you have a clean entry spot and you have a clean exit spot so that if it starts to go up and then it starts to roll down again, you don't get killed on it. All right? It's very important. A lot of people always talk about, oh, how great everything is. It's very important to have a plan as far as when things don't work out.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.